And Jonathan joins us now. Hi, Jonathan.
Well, Jonathan.
I like straight away that clip. I am in.
You're in.
Is there lots of steamy scenes? That's all I want to know.
There's definitely some, there's
Really?
some steam. It's a big romance over 30 years, 4 decades. So there's a lot of quite incredible intimacy.
I saw the first episode last night.
Did you?
Yeah, and it's this... Because it's based on a novel, isn't it, of 2000?
The source material is a novel by Thomas Mallon. The show is written by Ron Nicewainer, who wrote Philadelphia with Tom Hanks. Wow. And he's come back and he's just sort of created this incredible story, really, of queer liberation over 40 years. And it starts at the most extraordinary time, which I knew nothing about, in the 50s and 53.
Yeah.
And it was the moment of McCarthyism, where they were flushing out communists in the federal government. And attached to that is a lesser-known moment called the Lavender Scare, where President Eisenhower released an order which was triggered a witch hunt, basically, to flush out gay men and women from government, as they were seen to be weak and deviants and vulnerable to coercion. And
even though so many of those men would have fought in the Second World War under Eisenhower.
Exactly, yeah, of course. And it was such a traumatic time that we know so little about. And that's where it starts, and you meet the two characters, Tim and Hawke, and it follows them over 40 years. And...
But what's so great about it, Alison, is it flashes back, so it goes to the 80s, where obviously the HIV/AIDS crisis is devastating the community. And so then you flash back, so you just see how hard and what they've had to endure over, 30, 40
years, yeah. And then also the pockets of joy of the rise of disco in the 70s, and then in the 60s, the Vietnam War. But it's just an extraordinarily well-researched TV series, which I think is vital viewing. So it's amazing to be able to talk about it here.
Yeah. It's so important stories like this, though, to be out there.
Yeah.
People to be seeing those sort of stories. Because I know your character would have been the same age as your nana.
That's right,
And does she even remember any of that stuff?
Well, it was a breakthrough moment. I hung out with Nana on Saturday night, and we worked out she was born in 1930. Yeah. So she's 93 now, and she was exactly the same age as the character that I play. So it was amazing to be able to bond with her. She loves this story and this show, and there's moments in her history that she has been shocked by, understanding about the fact that there were gay people around in a way that she didn't understand. And actually, there was a colleague of hers that she shared a desk with, who was gay, and he took his own life. Oh. And it's only watching this series that has allowed her to really, grieve the fact that she didn't have the understanding, because the stories weren't there. And that's why representation is so important.
Yeah.
And this show is huge in America, and it's just as important for us over here to get behind it.
Well, that's the thing, because you look at it, and I was watching it last night, I just got my phone out just to remind myself about Section 28.
Yeah.
So basically, prohibiting just talking, really, about homosexuality within schools. That was only repealed in 2003. And that's
unbelievable, isn't it?
In this country in 2000, you wouldn't think that, would you? It feels like a...
And you realise that now, as I'm 35, but the impact of that for gay people is huge. And there's an amazing charity that I've just started working with. And I know when Bridgerton, the second series, came out, you were amazing. And you came to see me in a play, and you were one of the people who gave me really good sound advice, because it was kind of overwhelming. But one of the things I was really sort of struck by is the platform that you get given when you're in a Netflix show. Anyway, cut to 2 years later, I found this charity Just Like Us, which is about going into the schools and just making sure there's a presence of positive LGBT+ messaging. And so I'm going to be working with them for the next couple of years. But it's just it's exactly that. I realised it was not in the curriculum, so I felt very alone, and it's a very common experience to not even have people in the classroom, or if there's nothing in the books that you're reading, and it's you're twice as likely to be bullied if you are a gay person. But if there's positive LGBT+ messaging around you, 100% of everyone's mental health and happiness increases. So it's a no-brainer. And Just Like Us is the charity that's doing it, and they're putting ambassadors into schools, so I'm really excited.
Oh, mate, well done.
It's really good, really good. And good on you, giving him some advice.
Yeah.
So nice.
We have to talk a little bit about Well, firstly, what a great part for you. And what did you deliberately want to go with something like this off the back of
Because it's completely different, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's completely different, but also the same genre. So it's like taking, tickling some of the Bridgerton fans and just guiding them along with a conga light.
Like a little tickle on us Bridgerton fans.
But then again, I guess kind of Bridgerton is about not being able to live the life you want to live. That's the subtext of most of the characters.
Well, and also, if there's ever a character, it's Anthony Bridgerton who knows about yearning.
Yeah.
So that's where the characters, I think, cross over. But yeah, it was an amazing moment where you suddenly, for the first time, having worked, for 20 years, and people go, what do you want to do? And it just so happened that at that moment in time, this is exactly the sort of story that would not have even been told 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Because we've come so far, and it's with a gay cast, it's written by gay creatives, and it's just beautiful storytelling and writing.
I don't know how you do it, because I know you were juggling 3 jobs while doing this.
I was,
Is that right? You were doing Wicked.
Yeah,
You were doing this.
Yeah.
And then what else was you doing?
And B-Town, Bridgerton, yeah.
I don't know how you juggle. So one minute you're in America, one minute you're in England.
Yeah, do you know, it was exactly a year ago today, because it's World AIDS Day today. And yeah, this day last year, I was playing Tim, unfortunately, in the San Francisco 80s AIDS ward. I went straight from set, got on a plane, came to London, went straight to a Regency ball without sleep, and then had a snooze, and then found myself dancing with Ariana Grande at the Oz Dust Ballroom, and then got on a flight, and then went back to the Vietnam War.
Great.
So yeah, so it wasn't at all confusing.
And Cynthia Erivo's in with this. I mean,
she's amazing.
What a voice.
She's and beyond that, her.
So her energy is unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, she's so grounded, and I sing a duet with her, and honestly, it's like being on a roller coaster when you're singing.
It must
the
be
G-force.
incredible.
Yeah. So,
and you're playing Fierro in that.
Yeah, the Prince of Winky Town.
Oh, this is everything.
What's the story about when the actors' strike happened? You had 4 days that contractually you were able to work, but no one else could work, so you were just literally on your own. I was
the only Brit on an equity contract, and obviously, we've got to say the SAG strike was amazing. The deal that they got, brilliant.
Yeah.
But, so it meant that I was the only one called in for 4 days.
Who could work?
Yeah. And so there's going to be maybe some cutaways with me dancing in the corner.
On your own.
On my own. But I was opposite to amazingly brilliant stand-ins who were wearing their wigs.
Well, listen, we couldn't let you go. Like, you come back to us, so we thought we'd have a gift, Alison.
Yes, this is it. This is the... Alison, this is my favourite tipple. So this is Jonathan's Baileys.
Oh, that's so good.
Do you love it?
It's got my little face.
It's so good, isn't it?
Thank you so much. Should we pop that in our coffee?
Yeah, we should.
Yes,
Let's do it.
Let's start Christmas right now.
Yes.
Jonathan.
So lovely to see you.
You too.
Fellow Travellers is streaming now on Paramount+.
Get on it. It's so good.